Space. So can we welcome and thank Mel, please?
Thanks for having me, everyone. Special thanks to these guys. 8 of them did play yesterday. 2 of them coming on their way back in, but really special thanks to our 3 Canberra basketball ACT athletes for giving up their public holiday today to be here and help us out. They're very nervous. I've promised them that I won't make them look bad. I'll try my hardest not to do that. My job today is to really just give you a bunch of drills. I don't really have a lot of rhyme or reason to them. It's just a lot of fun stuff. The challenge with our environment is that it's a daily training environment, so I see these guys. Luckily for them, they see me every day, which can get a little bit monotonous. I mean, it's the joy of what we get to do, but it's also the challenge of what we get to do. So we try and find different ways to keep things fun, especially when they've been to school all day, gone and done a lift, and then the last thing they have to do is come here and train. So trying to give them some energy and some joy and a reason to want to be at training. We try and start things off with a little bit of fun. So I've kind of chunked this up a little bit into some fun warm-up games. Some of them, not going to lie, are a little bit silly. They are from my old Aussie Hoops days when I started coaching yesterday, 25 years ago, that I've just adapted to make it a little bit more relevant, and some of them are just some little drills that I've picked up along the way. Then there's some defensive little drills in there, and then we get into some 3-on-3 sort of advantage-disadvantage starts. So if we can just get in we're in light and dark, so if we get into 2 groups. This first one is called Fox and Goose. It is an old Aussie Hoops type drill. It is a bit of fun. It can be relevant. You will be surprised at how much adults, senior men and women really love to do this and have a lot of fun with it because it is a bit stupid. For little kids to regress this, you'd take the ball away. To make it more challenging, you'd have everyone have a basketball, but essentially it's a defensive warm-up drill. So at the front of the line is the head of our mother goose. This is our fox with the basketball, and these are all the baby geese. Now, if you're coaching boys, you might change this to Vikings and Dragons, whatever you want to call it. We're all going to be connected because we love our mama goose. Big fox here is trying to get big baby goose at the back there. All right, they've got to stay connected. We want to see our basketball stance so it's relevant. So Tay and Liv are going to have their hands up. They're going to be down in stance. And then we just play. Here we go. So you can see that there's lots of fun being had, there's lots of squealing, there's lots of laughing, there's lots of smiling. Really, that's my intent with these guys at this level, is to just get this out of them. If you've got younger kids, especially younger girls, this is a really good way to help them become a little bit more okay and comfortable with contact, especially through the chest, is to take it away from the rim and to make it a little bit more of a game. To make this more challenging, rotate through. To make this more challenging, you might have a dribble limit, you might add a time limit, you might change the amount of space that they've got to use. So right now there's no caveat on how much space they've got. You might make the area smaller to make it easier for the handler. You might make the area bigger to make it harder. Awesome, one more rotation. Good job, ladies. Ava wants to be the goose. All right, so next one, basketball's down, circle tag. Again, I don't like to warm up traditionally. I find it boring where you get on the baseline. Sorry, Physio Bridie, you're going to hate me for saying this, but there's value, obviously, in activations and doing all your dynamic stuff, but then to come out here and do high knees and butt kicks without any intention, I find that quite boring, and we're not engaged in training. I find little games like this far more entertaining, a little bit more game-like, and we're still doing game-like movements. So 4 are going to be in a circle. You're going to hold wrists, and 1 is going to be out again, and they're going to be a tagger. There's a cone in the middle. The cone has to stay in the middle taggers trying to tag opposite, they're not allowed to go through the circle. She has to go around. The circle has to stay connected. And Aspen can go any way that she likes. Zara can go any way that she likes. You've just got to keep the person that's trying to be tagged protected. And go. Let's have a demo. So obviously working on some change of direction. We're working on lateral movement. And again, just generating a little bit of joy and a little bit of fun. They do get quite competitive. We are a high performance environment, so we do like winning, and not many of them like losing. Good, rotate. If you want to make this harder, you can make the tagger have a basketball, so then we're working handle at the same time. We're not going to do that today. Keep going. Here we go. Last one. Keep that cone in the middle. Keep the cone in the middle. Good. All right, stop there. We're going to use both ends. Grab those two basketballs. Shield tag now. Again, you can progress or regress this as you like. You can have every athlete have a basketball. You can have no basketballs if you've got under 8s or under 10s. You can make the area bigger. You can make the area smaller. So these guys are going to demo just because of the camera. So if Izzy's got the ball, she's the tagger. Aspen's going to be the shield. Who are you shielding? Who's in? Olivia's in, so Jemima and Molly are out. You can be subs. We've got the whole keyway space for now. Aspen's got a shield. Olivia, they can move wherever they like. Just can't go outside the zone of the keyway. Izzy's got to try and dribble. She's not allowed to turn her back, so no bully ball. She's got to be able to use her hezzies, her nudge pop backs, all her deception techniques to try and get around Aspen. Here we go. Give us a demo. You guys can go. You know the drill. So just a game-like defensive drill, works on handle. Again, it's really good for young girls to get used to contact. There's no threat of being scored on. It's in a confined area. If they don't create contact or be able to take contact through the chest, they end up losing the game. So it is just a really good little fun way to help navigate confidence with contact through the chest and being in a defensive stance. You can add a dribble limit, you can add a time limit, so you can progress or regress this as you like. We have also progressed it where Zara, who's trying to avoid being tagged, and Jemima might have a basketball as well, just so we're working handles at the same time. You might change it where you can only dribble with your left hand if you're doing weak hand, ball handling, whatever you need. Awesome, stop there. Can we get into groups of 2 and you need a ball in your groups of 2? Doesn't really matter. All right, we just need some cones, please. Thank you. All right, so we'll get you two to demo because you're out here ready to go. Anywhere on the court, just set up 2 cones. You can make these wider or narrower depending on the skill level of your athlete or how good they are. Amelia's trying to protect the space in between the 2 cones. Zara's trying to get through the cones. We add a dribble limit on this. She's not allowed to turn her back, so again, no bully ball, no trying to get through. We'll give her 4 dribbles from wherever she wants to start. She's got 4 dribbles to try and get between the cones. So we call this space invaders, so just trying to, again, get comfortable with contact. Here we go, give us a demo. Good, so well done. Amelia's trying to work on keeping her hands out, so that's going to be her focus today. Zara's working on being deceptive. Here we go. You guys go, keep going. We know what we're doing now. Awesome. If that's too easy for the offense, you might narrow the cones. If it's too hard for the defense, you might narrow the cones if it's too hard. If it's too hard for the offense, you might widen it. You guys can go. Good. We can add time limits onto this, 30 seconds each. you call charge, Zaf? So I think the threat of just taking away the threat of the score aspect, keep going guys, I'll just talk over you. You know I'm loud. Taking away the threat of being scored on is really useful, and I found it, coaching girls in particular, to help them get used to, one, being able to get up and defend and be comfortable one-on-one defensively and applying pressure to the ball, but also being okay with contact, making it fun little games away from the rim, for whatever reason, seems to get rid of that mental block. Good. If you want to change this game, you can change it to, instead of getting in between the cones, you've got to beat them to the cone. All right, so exactly the same thing. Now Amelia is going to try and get to a cone. She's got 4 bounces. She can be deceptive. She can pretend to go to this one and get Zara to defend it and then get to the other cone. So try and work on our deception techniques. So similar drill. Give us a demo real quick. Good. Please don't pick the cone up. We're conscious of head injuries. Just beat her to the cone. Off we go. Yeah, good. Just beat her to the cone. You got 4 dribbles, Iz. If you don't have subs, these can be quite exhausting. You can see they're getting gassed. They're playing one-on-one for a little bit, so try and pop them into groups of 4, so there's 2 in, 2 out at a time. Get a little bit of a rotation. Again, we wouldn't do all of these every day. I'd pick one of these, and that would be our intro before we get into the main practice. If I'm expecting them to be juiced up for training, number one, I need to be juiced up and full of energy, but I need to provide them with the environment that allows them to be juiced up as well. All right, stop there. We'll go down to this end. So Space Invaders. Inside, you've got the ball mills. You go on the sideline. Get 2 people in each quadrant down here for me. So in the space, there's 3 squares set up. So another one with Aspen. So Ava and Zara. Someone else with Tay. Stay there, Ava. Liv, go back with Tay. Oh, you're going Aspen. Awesome. It's Amelia's job to get from that sideline to the other sideline, but she's got to get through the gauntlet first. All right, she's not allowed to turn her back where she can. You guys can't defend until she crosses the line. If she loses the ball, we just start where she's lost it. All right, so all we're doing is, this is ball handling under pressure for sure. We're having a little bit of fun. We're trying to do some problem solving. How can she solve the problem and get through the defenders? You've got to give her some space to start. There we go. All right, here we go. Ready? Solve the problem. Yeah, keep going. Just go. There's no double dribbles here. If we lose the ball, good. Nice. Good. Keep going. Pick it up and get out of there. Good. Next one. Good. And we'd rotate down. So one of you out. Good. Rotate down. Rotate down. One in. Good. And Aspen goes. So that's how we just rotate that. Good. It's really interesting to see their little problem-solving techniques. If you want to make this easier, you can make the space bigger. You can remove a defender. Played this with under 10s all the way up to NBL 1 women. Just a little bit of fun. Good, and we just rotate through. You could also give the defense a basketball, so now they've got to play a little bit of dribble king or dribble queen, whatever you want to play with that, while they're also defending. Thank you. We'll go back down this end. Last little game that we've got. This is relative to how we want to defend and how we want to play the game. I just want to move those out for a sec. Can you go low hash, elbow, 2 defenders in, basketball with offense? All right, so the concepts that we want to work on, we're a gap support team. We're not a traditional pack team, but we do like to be in gaps. We like to play obviously ball pressure, knowing that we have gap support behind us, but we also want to encourage some educated risk taking. If we're in a gap and we're able to pressure the ball into a position where we're able to either hunt it off the dribble, where it's coming into my space, or we've pressured the pass and we're able to deflect it, I want to give these guys the room and the freedom to be able to do that. We obviously have great length and great athletes, and we want to be really proactive and aggressive in the way that we defend. So this is a little drill that helps with that. Just take a step in to make this easier for the defense. Take a step in. Offense can't pass fake and they can't lob. They can only throw push passes to the person either side of them, so they can't throw skips and they can't throw lobs overhead. So everything's got to be flat and no pass fakes for now. We can progress this with different things, different passes. We can add pass fakes in later, but for now, because it's a defensive drill, I'm going to try and give them some success first. So start with the ball. Zara can either pass to Mills or to Ava. Iz has got to guard that. We want Aspen in this environment. We call this conning, where we want to con Zara into throwing it one way. So I will defend one to deflect the other. The reason why we want to do that in particular is because we help from the low help. If our take two players guarding a 45 in a corner, we really want the ball to go more to the corner rather than to 45. That's a harder closeout where we've got more things we have to guard, rather than if we cut to the closeout to the corner, I can use the sideline and the baseline to pin that player in or send them back into my help, which comes from underneath. So we really want our take two player to con that pass to the corner by looking like we're defending the 45. So Aspen's going to defend one or show that she's defending one to make Zara pass to the other, and then she's going to try and get a deflection on the way out. No passes can be made until the defense has touched the ball. Here we go. Good, wait, she's got to touch it, good. There we go, lovely, love it. Here we go, one more, and then we can get some subs in. Good. She's got to touch it before you can pass. No pass fakes, good, get some subs in, really good demo. As we get better at this, we would make this square bigger. So same thing, start inside the keyway, no pass fakes, she's got to touch the ball before you can pass. We want to defend one to deflect the other. Good, really good. Go again, one more time. Again, this is just how we defend, so this is relevant for us. And it's a good way for them to start learning to take risks in an environment that's non-threatening with a score. Rotate. Good. Now we want to add some bounce passes. So every rule is the same, but now you have to bounce pass it. Every other rule is the same. You've got a top to start. We want to defend one to deflect the other. Now we want to bounce pass. Good. So now we're also working anticipation. Keep going while I'm talking. Anticipation off the ball. Good. Yeah, she's got to touch it before we can pass. Good. It's not an offensive drill. It's a defensive one. Keep going. Get your subs through if you need to. We're really anticipating on the backside now. Instead of being reactive to where the ball's going, we can start to predict where it's going to go and meet the ball on the catch. Yep, rotate. Stay inside the keyway. Take a step in for me, Zazie. Just there, good. Now we bounce passes or skip passes only. So now, if you're going to bounce pass, it can only be to Jemima or Ava, or you can skip pass to Zaf. Here we go. Probably wouldn't do it over Tay. Here we go. Good. Here we go. Tap to start. Good. Defend one to deflect the other. Lovely. So we would do this for, keep going, subs in, rotate. We would do this for until defense gets 3 deflections. Depending on the level of your team, you might put a time limit on it. Those deflections, especially if you're doing it for the first time, might take a long time to come. This level of risk-taking and being comfortable with it comes with a little bit of practice. So I wouldn't anticipate the first time you do this drill that they'd be able to get 3 deflections straight up. But the way that we like to defend and the way that we like to play, for us, this is quite normal. So they're quite used to it. Yeah, really good. Great job. Last one, ready? Get one deflection, get one deflection. 5, 4, 3, get it, good girl. All right. Do we need a drink? You can grab one while, yeah, go get one, go get one. All right, so this next drill I took from Scott Butler. I've adapted it a little bit, as we all do. Nothing's original these days. So I've taken this and applied it in a way that makes sense for us. Just regressed it and progressed it a little bit, just added in some different things. So that, again, we spoke about we like to defend with gap support. So give me an offensive player up here. Let's move that out a little bit. You got long arms. Yep, beautiful. All right, so we call this Octopus drill. Now, if we really want to encourage our on-ball defenders to be able to apply heat to the ball, they need to have trust and faith that their teammates behind them are actually there. So this covers a lot of skills for us defensively. Number one is encouraging Tay to be confident in guarding the basketball because she knows she's got 2 green singlets behind her. But it also helps manage or work on what our live ball stance looks like. So for us, if the ball is live, our stance off the ball is open. If the ball is dead, our stance off the ball is closed, so we get into a denial stance. So when the ball is live, Zara and Mills are in an open stance, and they've got to have one hand on the agility poles. If you don't have agility poles, we've used these chairs before. You can have a coach there, high five, anything that you're an extra player, anything that you've got at your disposal, just something that gets them to have their hands up. So they're physically practicing, hands up. We're going to give Iz, what do you reckon, 4 dribbles to get through? Once she gets through, she's got another 2 to score, 3 to score. Amelia and Zara have to stay attached to the agility pole, but if Iz comes into space, they're allowed to leave the pole and hunt. Now, what we don't want is that. We don't want to put all our weight on one foot and lunge, and now the pass goes because we will add a player here, and now I can't close out. We want to shift like a fencer, both feet, and back again. All right, so making sure that we're not lunging at the ball, we're fencing it, and we're getting back where we can, ready to guard our play. Because at the end of the day, it's Sataya's job to guard the ball. It's these guys' job to provide the gap support. Their main job is to guard their player. All right, here we go. Let's have a demo. 1, 2, 3. Plate, plate, plate. Yeah, taste it. Good, next, let's go. Who's in, who's in? All right, so the way that we would score this, because we really want to encourage drives at the rim and open threes, but also not to give up anywhere in between, you guys can go, is we would score it a 3's a 3. Charge, Molly. Charge circle score is 2, and anything else is 1. So if offense can get a shot, make a shot, they get to score it. If defense, because we are encouraging hunting off the ball, if defense can get a bite of it, then so that would be a defensive stop. That would be a score for defense, because that's what we want to encourage. We really want to encourage, 1, sending the ball into our gap support, and 2, our gap support, hunting and getting a piece of it. Good, so that would be a defensive point. So what you want to make sure, for us, our defensive stance is making sure our chest is to the 3-point line. So if you need to move the cone at the agility poles a little bit, yeah, game over, rotate through. We want our chest to the 3-point line. Who's in here? Who's in here? Doesn't matter, there we go. Yeah, good Aspen, good hunting. Next one, go. Then to progress this drill, you might remove a player. So Ava, you're out. So now what we're saying to Zara is she's only got gap support on one side. So now she's got to be strategic, but maintain our rules. So she might just shape Liv's left foot there. So if she can anticipate Liv going left, she's got half a step on her, can take a chest blow, make her go back right into her gap support. We don't want to get on her shoulder and just give up a straight line. We still want to play neutral, but now she's shading her one way. She's anticipated the left-hand drive and she's taking it away. Here we go. Good, so 1 point for Liv, but in terms of shot selection and choices, and I think James spoke about that, we don't want to give up threes because they're worth 3. We definitely don't want to give up charge circle scores in this game. You guys can keep going, they're worth 2, but really in a real game, they're obviously at a really high percentage. So if we're going to live and die by making people shoot tough, contested, fadeaway jumpers, we're okay with that. So we still want the offense to try and get a score, but defensively, we want to limit the damage that we're giving to the offense. Yep, really good. One more for me, one more. Tough, good. All right, now if you want to make this really hard, we'd have no gap support. So just give me one demo with no gap support. We want to see the same level of ball pressure. Offense, now this is where we would narrow these poles a little bit. Offense must get through the poles. Got 4 dribbles to get through Mills, and then it's 3 dribbles post the free throw line. If Tay can take her 4 dribbles before the free throw line, game over. Or if she can get them over the poles, game over. Here we go. Yeah, tough. I mean, Tay's lucky. She's got a lot of length. She can clean a lot of stuff at the rim, so we'd be okay with that. That's how you make that drill harder. I'm not going to make you guys keep doing that. That's a tough drill. All right, then we would progress this. Where's Xander for me? Get rid of these. Let's get some 3-on-3. So we've done it in a controlled environment. Now we're making it a little bit more game-like. How have I set this up? Yep, perfect. All right, so Xander's at the top. He's going to drive to the middle. Our help comes from underneath. Aspen can stunt where Molly would be up the line. We're high in gaps, so we want to be in shallow triangles above our player. So above our player where we can be. Aspen can hunt, but really her priority is Zara. We don't want to give up open kick-out 3, so we don't want to commit to that. But if the help comes, so just walk this through. This is that concept I was talking about before, that conning. Aspen's really conning Xander into making the corner pass. So we really want to defend this one more than we want to defend that one, because now we have our help coming from underneath again. So we're just kind of practicing a little bit of that. We're practicing our communication, our connection and rotations. Normally, I'm not going to make him do it here, but normally if Xander can get to the rim, we've got 5 burpees, so that's normally enough of a deterrent to make sure that we don't give up a layup. So same scoring as before, 3s are 3s, charge circles 2, everything else is 1. All right, let's just play. Once Xander passes, it's live, whatever you like. Here we go. Good, stunt it, good, box, and we tag. Lovely, rotate, so switch it. Nice, good. 5, 4, 3, dead ball, 2. Good, rotate, subs in and out. All right, to make this easier, you might add more pairs in. You might keep going, you might make it 4-on-4, you might make it 5-on-5, so then that limits the amount of space that the defense has to defend. 3-on-3 obviously is quite a bit of space. If you want to make it harder, you'd make it 2-on-2. You can change the angle of the drive. Yeah, really good. Get out of here, Xander. Nice try. They take great pride in seeing if they can block him too, which is fun for us. You can change this obviously to whatever your rules are on your help. If you help from the nail, if you help from underneath, if you peel switch, whatever it is, you just adapt this to whatever you want. Good, so I mean you can change where the coach comes from. He might come from the wing. Who's guarding Tay out the top here? Good, so for us, what we want to see is hands up the whole time. Good, we want to see hunting and recovering, our priority. Keep going, play it live. So what are you saying, Molly, that's going to initiate a take 2 rotation? Yeah, so we want to hear elite comms from the captain spot or the help spot, again, whatever you call it, low nail. Because if we don't communicate that, we can't get on the same page. So for Liv to be able to go, Molly needs to call that, and now we're all in scramble phase. Here we go. Good. Nice. That's a perfect scenario where we've pinned it to the baseline. We're okay with that drive underneath the backboard where we haven't had to provide help. We call those dead zone drives. Anything from the low hash down, we don't really want to provide help. If they're going to drive under here and make a tough one, then we live, but we don't want to create offense from helping from the dead zone. So really a good example of that. Thanks for that, ladies. I don't think you intended it, but it was perfect. Here we go. Loved it. Good. Good, Tay. Lovely. Good. All right, go back, Jemima. This time you're going to do it with elite comms. So it's stay or go. Here we go. Stay or go. Yeah, good. Rotate. Good. No middle drives. All right, so something we haven't spoken about a lot, but who drove middle on that? Was that you? Yep. Go there. Aspen, you and nail help. Something that we haven't spoken a lot about, but we're going to eventually get to is, again, we've spoken about this notion of that's your priority, that's mine. If we get driven on middle and I hunt, now you're on your own. All right, it's not my responsibility anymore because our help comes from underneath, right? Because what we don't want is to be stuck here and hunting, and now we give up a kick out open 3. And now we're in closeout mode, off-balance defenders, and now we're in trouble. All right, so middle drives on your own. You've got to clean up your mess. Here you go. 5 burpees, just kidding. Make him taste it, Jemima. Here we go. Good. Good cut, not bad. All right, stop there, stop there. So that was kind of our little defensive series, Octopus, how we progress and regress it into some gap closeouts. Now we'll get in some little small-sided games. Where is it? There it is. All right, I just need, one of those. Thank you. All right, so this is a Guy Malloy drill again. Adapted it, stole it, changed it. But 2 lines on the baseline. Can I get another ball too, please? Just go one-on-one for the moment, 2 lines. We'll just progress this. So we've got to get around the chair. So we dribble around, we'll just walk it through. Liv's on the inside, hand off, turn the corner, one-on-one to the rim. Really good drill in terms of one-on-one defense, end of penetration decision-making, walling up, verticality, not fouling, whatever you want to call it, foul discipline, being our best at the end. We definitely don't want to foul at the end of penetration where we can. But also then for the offensive player, decision-making around, do I need a counter move? Have I got a space advantage? I can go off 1 foot. Has she cut me off? Do I need to go off 2 feet? Do I need to change direction? So now we're just doing a little bit of contested finishing, and we build this out into some 3-on-3. So let's have a look at this. Nice, good. So we don't foul at the end. Next one's go. We really want to encourage jumping second, verticality. You'll see the girls really keep going, really want to make an effort to get back in front. We'll talk about that in a second. Really good, Jemima. Rather than getting in front, we just want to protect the rim. Yeah, good. So Tay did a really good job of keeping Izzy on one side and limiting options. We really want to avoid giving options to the offensive player. We want to try and take options away. So as we come back in defense, we want Aspen to try and pin Olivia to one side. Really good job. Now it makes it difficult. Way to wall up. So rather than getting in front and giving options like Zaf just had, we want to limit options and try and keep to one side. Good, really good. All right, stop there. So again, a really taxing drill if you do this for a long time. We're going to change the angle of it now. Give me O and D on the edge of the keyway. And give me offense and defense, corner and wing on the weak side. Good, so you guys just out of the drill for me. All right, so just walk this through. Good, so exactly the same concept, and now we've got offense and defense on the other side. Tay's obviously trying to take advantage of the fact that Izzy's going to be late, and if she can get to the rim, if the help comes, now we're playing 2-on-1. Aspen's trying to con the pass to the corner so that she can get to this one and use the corner to her advantage, and then we're rotating out to the secondary pass. Let's have a demo. So again, you can make this offensive minded. You guys got Izzy. We play out of a lot of dribble handoffs, so it encourages pace out of the DHO. If you don't come out of that DHO fast, you lose your advantage real quick. So part of the success of a dribble handoff is the momentum at which you come out of it. You keep going. Obviously, decision-making aspect. Do I have a shot? Passing, driving, cutting. We let this go for a little bit. Again, really lucky that we get to see the kids near daily. I can do a lot of questioning for understanding and a lot of discussions, more than what you normally would be able to. Why did you do that? What did you see? What did you feel? What would you do different? One thing on questioning probably that I wanted to point out, well, keep going guys, is if you're going to ask a question, particularly an open-ended one, try not to go into it with a predetermined answer that you're after, because you're going to be bitterly disappointed most of the time. If you're going to ask an open-ended question, you've really got to be prepared that they will tell you where they're at, and they will tell you what they've learned and what they've picked up. And that's what you need to take into the next part of the drill. Yeah, good. So they've organically changed it. So the ball's coming off the high side now. You can change it however you like. You can put the DHO and make it more of a grenade out of the post. You can make it north-south, DHO, whatever you really want to work on. You can change the number of players. You can put a dribble limit. You can make it that the players on the weak side can't cut until the driver's shot or past it. Whatever you're working on, or however you want to progress it or regress it, really. Zara's an elite cutter, so we work on weak side cutting, particularly on a baseline drive, making the read on when and why to cut from the 45. If we middle drive, we look to cut from the baseline if we're defended in a way that allows us to. So we have some framework around when and why we cut. Here we go, finish the possession off. Lovely. All right, so next one. That was when we're working out on DHOs. The next one's our throwdowns. If I can give you that, thank you. So basketball would start here, 2 feet inside the keyway. Offense starts on the wing. So again, this is all just some small-sided games that don't really encourage decision-making, skill development, but out of core concepts that we like to use. So we like to use a throwdown and get the ball on the floor quick, especially when we're pressured and we encounter lane pressure. So you're facing Mills. You're going to throw and then run, not throw and run, throw then run. You can't play defense until you've touched somewhere on the three-point line. Amelia's got to catch the ball in the air and immediately high hand, which is left for her here, left to right, throw down before she can attack. Defense's only job is to not give up a layup. Rotate, scramble, take away, kick out threes and layups where we can. So we want, again, 1 point shots. Threes are worth 3. Charge circles are worth 2. Anything in between is 1. We're okay giving up 1 point shots. Here we go. Good. Rotate. Normally I'd let you play that too. Rotate. Here we go. All right, so keep going. Play it while I'm talking. We obviously gave up a corner there. That's okay. Here we go. Rotate. All right, so now we got a 45. Where do we want the ball to go? If we have to rotate. Corner, here we go. Hold up, not ready. So again, our concept that we like to talk about is if we create an advantage, we want to keep an advantage. We never want to get back to 3-on-3 where we can. This essentially starts us 3-on-2. We want to stay on 3-on-2 for as long as we can. You guys can go. Until we can get an either 1-on-0 shot or an advantage shot like that. So Zara had shoulder length. She was able to get shoulders out in front. That's an advantage layup. Yeah, really good. Good. Here we go. Good job. One more. Lovely, nice shot. All right, next one that we want to work on is long closeouts. We see these a lot in our game, particularly the game on the weekends where we played Sutherland and they shot the ball extremely well. If we just move that cone, Tay. Put O&D. Just move it off. Yeah, there you go. Put O&D here. So we're generating a long closeout automatically. So O&D, yep, we're Mills. So guard Mills and Zara. Good, it's on Tay's go. Whenever she goes, she's ripping up the sideline to the coach's line, and Izzy is then getting to the yellow line. And now Izzy's trying to close out. All right, we want to try and take away threes where we can. Obviously, if she gets one, we want to make it as difficult as possible, generating a long closeout. So now we've got to contest hard and then contain the drive as much as possible as we can. For us, we want to make them put the ball on the floor, be comfortable with making them put it on the floor, and then send it where we want it to go. We find it's unrealistic to expect that we can just stay in front of really good basketball players. It's just too difficult. So we actually want them to put the ball on the floor, and we're telling them where they can go with it, into our gap support, into the dead zone, being comfortable with that. When you're ready, Tay. Yep, really good. No help required. Lovely. 5, 4. Hunt it. 3. Good. 2. Box. And stop there. Rotate. So a really good closeout by Iz. Got Tay on her right hand into the dead zone. We didn't have help from the low spot. Really good example. Here we go. For your players, if you need to make this easier, just don't make the defender run as far. Make them run to the edge of the keyway maybe. Maybe put another offense and defense at the top of the keyway to take away space. But for us, we're actually trying to put them in a position of duress and then relying on the rotations behind to be really clear and connected. So then when we do get to 5-on-5, it's a lot easier. Here we go. Good, jump to the ball, carry hands. One more, here we go. Good job. All right, last drill. Tay, you've got the ball at the top. O&D on the outside the court for me. Tay's got the ball. Good, so Izzy's going to start behind Zara. Zara's on offense. Zara dictates when the drill is starting. Sometimes I'd make Izzy sit on a chair. Today we'll just have her standing behind. Zara can fake that she's going to go. She can do whatever she likes. But essentially when she's going to come over this second agility cone. Izzy's got to get over the first one. So this one, we want O&D on this side too, please. This one, we're working on our Stampede catches, so attacking the catch, getting into the middle of the paint, forcing the help, trying to get 2-on-1 on the other side. So really working on maintaining this advantage where we can. Here we go. Go when you're ready, Zara. No D. You're out, Molly. You're out, Molly. We'll just make it 2-on-2 for now. Put another offense over here. So Tay's just the player. Tay's just passer, sorry. Tay's just a passer. Good, so defend Ava. There we go. Up here, Tay. When you're ready. So again, if you need to progress or regress this, you'd move where the cones are. If the defense is getting beat too easy, you might push the cone down a little bit, make it a little easier for them to get back and play. If offense needs a helping hand, you might move that cone so they don't have as far to run. Good, and then we play. Good, here we go. Give me 2 more. Good hunting. Take away 3s. So again, scoring system's all the same. 3's are 3, charge circle 2s. Keep going, 1 more. Anything else is 1. Really trying to encourage defense to give up 1-point shots and really encouraging offense to take the shots that we want, but also not turning down an open shot if that's all that's open. Nice job. Great job, ladies. That's it for today. I hope the whole purpose was to just give you some ideas, show you a little bit of what we do at the COE, but really give you things that you can take away to your own program. Hopefully you can see different ways that you can adapt those things to suit your level of athlete, the way that you guys defend and the way that you guys play. But really you can see a lot of the stuff that we do is generating a lot of decisions. A lot of it is athlete-led. There'll be a lot of questioning around how did you feel. They'll do a lot of self-reflection. Hey, we did this really well. We need to get better at that. And then they'll challenge each other as well around, hey, I really need you to do this for us. So all those drills really encourage that discussion and that decision making. Thank you guys for coming in on your day off from school. I know you really wanted to do that like a poke in the eye, so thank you, appreciate it. Thank you.